Ni hao, 我是 Sean. Today, this is gonna be my political career speech that I'm gonna be making about corruption. If I mention this in Philippine politics, I'm gonna be shot, assassinated, and I'll end up 6 feet underground because of this. Because they will hire assassins to put my ass in the ground so that they can continue corruption scandals. Anyways, uh, the Philippines is suffering from a massive inflation increase annually. From one dirham, which I recall in 2024 in June, all no 2023, which is worth 15 pesos now, which has been raised to 17 pesos in the course up to this time of recording. This means that we are suffering from we are suffering from an economic problem, and I've looked at the statistics. Our GDP, we produce more around 264.1 billion, if I can correctly remember. However, our expenditures cost up to 464.4 billion dollars in total. This means we're suffering from a trade deficit, and we are losing 200 billion annually for the Philippines. This can mean that we have to push up the cost of inflation just so that we can maintain our economy, which can be a direct result of the massive or annual increase in pesos. This can also be seen as our economy, which is afflicted by global warming. Global warming increases typhoons in our northern region, which we can say is the breadbasket of the Philippines, rice basket, we could say. This region, the north especially, and most farms produce a significant portion of the Philippines' rice and crops. The Philippines is a tropical nation which is mostly based in it's an agrarian nation based entirely on their economy and exports of food and crops. However, natural disasters such as typhoons and severe rain can flood rice paddies and destroy crop fields. This means we are importing rice from our Southeast Asian neighbors. This means that we are suffering a trade deficit. We are exporting minimal items, and we are importing stuff that we can self-sustain. However, we cannot even grow these things ourselves because of our resource shortage. Moreover, corruption in our government, such as bribery and nepotism, as well as deriving and illicitly deriving funds from government plans, such as if I spend 50 million pesos on a specific project, then the only real amount of money that will be spent will be 90%, 5 million peso, a 90% reduction on the spending, so that they can go to our senators' own pockets. This has got to stop, as if we want to invest in our economy, and I will tell you this: investing in our citizens and our economy will empty your pockets in the short run, and it will make you money on your pocket for your own personal use. However, with due time and effort on investing in the people of the Philippines, you will therefore invest in your own pocket, as taxes will increase as well as the economy will increase. If there's more businesses and there is more economic activities and growth located in the Philippines, and we decrease our trade deficit by at least meeting or creating systems that will reduce the damage imposed by typhoons, which allows us to increase our economic output on agriculture, which is our main source of export in the past. This was seen in the 1980s, 70s, and 60s under Ferdinand Marcos when he built mega projects related to agriculture in the north. This has seen very low inflation growths. If I can remember, the centavo once has a purpose, and an an agricultural mandate has been increasing our economy back in the 80s, and corruption was very less due to a more centralized and monitored economy. If you invest in an economy, more businesses will start coming in, as they will see it's more profitable and more worthwhile for them to invest in this business in the Philippines. This can be in the form of taxes as a return. More businesses will result in more taxes. More taxes will result in more revenue for the government. More revenue in the government means you will have more money in your pockets. So if you let 90% of that money in your own 90% of that money at least spent on government infrastructure, which can increase the human development index and infrastructure, as well as the development of our nation, we are able to make more money than what your corruption has been resulted in us. We are able to eliminate. We're gonna be able to eliminate our trade deficit because we will bring in some more businesses. We will have more capabilities of self-sustaining and exporting rice during just like the 70s. We will be able to meet the fundamental basic needs of our people, as inflation not only I call a country buster because it increases life it increases costs for basic necessities such as food, water, shelter, and medicine. This will result in more this will result in more recession, which will place a burden on our people. And without government interference and with government corruption going in the way of our services, public services to people, this means that not only do people will not meet the basic needs that they'll have, but if they meet the basic human needs that the Filipino people have, they will have more. They will have. They will essentially have a weakened or an inefficient way of getting the basic needs, such as let me say Fabela, the hospital. Everything is free, and I've heard from a medical representative from Favela. Oftenly, it's free. It is free for pregnant women to give birth over there. However, there's no given privacy, and there's no anesthesia on board, and they will allow interns, medical interns, to perform their duties over there. One thing I've heard from Favela is that they ran out of anesthesia. They are forced to pretend that they're giving anesthesia of empty needles to this one guy, which pus was leaking over. This was due to the lack of funding, due to the lack of attention and care placed in the medical system, which will result in inefficient medical treatment. This is also seen by our homeless crisis in the Philippines, where a quarter of the almost a quarter of the Filipino population live below the poverty line. This cannot be extra overstated, and this is an existential threat to our economy. Not only they're not contributing to our economy by being active members of society, by not working in businesses, this also means that reduced reduced businesses in the Philippines as a result of inflation and reduced confidence and investment will even furthermore reduce homeless rates because job creation is not supported. Taxpayer funds is not being imposed. No, taxpayer funds is not being inputted in development of the Philippines. Therefore, development and taxes going to waste. It's being squandered. It's being squandered beyond measure, will lead to less businesses coming to the country, which will lead to less job creation. Less job creation will result in homelessness and lack of jobs and poverty across the nation. This is volume one of my political career recording of my practice. I have to get tuned. I have to get used to speaking and finding words in order to convey the message. And if this video gets brought up, I am going to be assassinated by a political rival party. Yes, when in the future I'm going to be assassinated by a party. They might pay like what 1,500 pesos, 15,000 pesos to just kill to just keep on what crap they are doing. So yeah, bye.